Alrighty, and we're back. She's all nice and soaked up. Now we're going to give her a rinse down. And I'm not going to use the shower setting. I'm going to use the center setting. It's a little bit more high powered, and it'll really get all the dirt out. And get all that other stuff that's in her fur out of her fur. Oh my god. You guys could see how dirty her freaking water is that's coming off of her. Oh, silly me. I forgot to do your face. I did. Hold on. We gotta get your face. I know. All the grosses. Gotta get that face on nice and clean. I gotta get underneath that chin too. Hold on, no. Being a dog groomer, so much fun. The dogs want to get soap everywhere. All right, try that again. I'm gonna let it sit on her face for a little bit so that way I can really dig into the dirt that she's got on her face. Make sure we get both feet. Get whatever dirt stuff we can that's in her fur, out of her fur in the bath, so that way we don't have to do that with our blow dryer, or even worse, to get it with our clippers. Because she is getting a partial, she's getting what's called a summer cut, which basically means she's no longer going to be like super floofy. We want to make sure that she's comfortable. Because it is pretty warm here in Idaho. Another foxtail. Wish I would have took a before picture of like her feet, because her feet were brown before, and now they are back to being white. So it is a huge difference that we get when we use that brightener shampoo. All right, I'm going to turn it back to shower when I do her face, just because I can't have your face. Nope. She's like, no, you can't have my face. I don't want you to. I gotta get the soap off your face, baby girl. Oh. Have to have your face. You gotta let me have your face. Gotta get that side and I gotta get this side. And that's where the water goes everywhere. Because she thinks that the bathtub doesn't apply to her. Oh, it's great. All right, face clean. Just all nice and clean. Cool. Get all that off. Then I'm going to towel dry her and I'll be back. Okay, so this is Libby. She is a 1-year-old Bernedoodle. We're going to give her a bath today. She decided right beforehand that she was going to roll in the dirt that is right outside the trailer. So she is very, very dirty. But we shall see how this goes. Ow. How'd you get pokies in your tail? The one thing that I absolutely hate about living in Idaho are these stupid little goat heads that get in everything. And if you're not careful, you can really prick your finger and everything. Foxtails are fine, but goat heads are the absolute worst. All right. Gotta get your face, girl. I gotta get your face. You gotta let me get it. Can't just keep moving around. Hold on. There we go. Better. Alrighty. So for her today, I'm using a mixture of my wild berry shampoo along with my brightening shampoo because she's got some white on her, and it will just brighten up everything. So we're gonna put some shampoo on her. Woo, bubbles. And I'm gonna use my little brush here since she's got stuff in her fur and I don't want to catch myself. I'm going to use this. So the second part is when we do the shaving. I am using a 4 on her for today's groom, so she's gonna have a summer cut on a 4. So the way that the blades work when it comes to how you decide what blade to use, it depends on what length you want it to have. So most of the time when people come to me and they ask for a summer cut, I go, okay, well there's 3 types of lengths that we could do for a summer cut. We can either do like really, really, really short, which is a 7, and that's what everyone kind of sees happening with their dogs when we have to go because there's matting and stuff like that. That's what we typically use to get under all of that matting is a 7. And then the next one up from that is 5. So that's like a little bit longer than a complete shave down. They're a little fluffier and everything like that. And then after the 5, then comes the 4. And so this is the longest that we can go with blades that I do for summer cuts for longest. There are blades that you can go up to that are longer. I've got a 5/8 blade, which I believe is my biggest blade. And then I've also got a 3. So when it comes to what we can do, typically if people go, I want them to have a shorter cut during the winter time and they don't maintain their dogs, that shorter cut for the winter is a 4. And then in the summer, it's a 5 or a 7, depending on, what the owner wants and things like that. Look at all that hair that's coming out to you, Lib. But for Libby, she is always a 4 during the summer. And then I use one of my comb guards on her during the winter. So she's quite a bit longer in the winter time. But again, you can only achieve that when you brush your dog every day or multiple times a day, depending on how active your dog is and how easy it is for their coat to be matted. Oh, good girl. So I'm going to do all of this. What are you doing, silly girl? You looking out the window? Normally, doing all of the actual using the clippers and everything like that takes me about 10 minutes, basically 5 minutes aside, if the dog is well behaved, and lets me do like their legs, because some of them get upset, like she just did, when we touch their legs, because their legs are super sensitive. And she's got one little mat there, but that's okay, I can get through. Look at that. So when we do legs are typically the hardest part on a groom. For most groomers will say, when you touch the dog's foot or their leg, they do that. And they pull away and they go, no, please don't touch my feet. I don't like that. But you gotta learn ways to get around that. And you have to have a really tight grip on them as well, because she's pulling away and trying to get away. And I don't want to let go. Stop. I don't want to let go of this foot, because if I let go of this foot, stop, it's showing her behavioral wise, if she pulls away, she'll get what she wants, which is for me to let go of her foot. And I don't want her to become harder for me, or if her parents decide they want to go to a different groomer whenever, or they move away or something like that. Girl, I don't want the next groomer or me to have the problem of, hey, this dog's now pulling away at everything, or trying to bite at our hands because they don't like the fact that we're holding onto their paw. So biggest thing with grooming is patience, and then not letting the dog win. All right. Well, I'm gonna pause this, and we'll catch back when I do her face. Okay. So before I do her face, I forgot I have to do her feet. So what I do with feet, I have another set of clippers that I use. Just go in between paw pads, cleaning all that hair out, so that way, we can check them for goat heads, other things that might be a possibility of them walking around in the grass for. Oh, good girl. So we do that with all the feet. And then because she has back dew claws, I like to actually find the dew claw and shave around it a little bit. So that way when I go back through and I clip her nails, I can find her dew claw. She's got all 4 dew claws. Hey, excuse me, I need that foot. Can I have this one? Why, thank you. Excuse me. Hi. Good doing, Gibbs. Okay, up. This foot. Sweet. And then the next part that I do, since I already have since I have the clippers here, so we're gonna give her Sandy that all dogs get to keep their butts nice and clean, so that way there's no poop or anything, around their butt. And I hold on to the tail, and then do the same thing, the undercarriage. Because she's a girl, it's a little bit easier for me to, just make sure that everything's the same length, because there's nothing obstructing the center of everything. And then I come around, grab the tail, do the other side. And this is just basically cleaning up that area, so that way when they go pee or poop, it's not like getting stuck everywhere. Alrighty, so you guys might notice the lights are no longer on in my trailer. This is what happens when you have finite resources. My generator that I have ran out of gas. And because I'm right in the middle of grooming a dog, I cannot go and put more gas in the car, or in the truck, or in the whatever, the generator. There we go, that's the word. Come here. So when things like that happen, typically it happens at the end of the groom, because I check my generator at the beginning of my grooms, so that way I know that there's at least enough gas in there for me to be able to bathe them and to make sure that they get completely dry. And then once that happens, I'm kind of okay with not having power, because I have tools that don't that are battery powered, or I have my scissors. That, the only thing that they require is a hand to use them to scissor things with. That sounded wrong. I don't know why it did, but for some reason it sounded wrong. Maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments how that sounded wrong, because I don't know. But for times like this, it's very peaceful. I don't know if you guys can hear it over the mic, but there's no longer that blaring vibration sound of the generator. So it's definitely more zen after the generator finally decides to kick it. Let's see here. I'm gonna grab my chunkers and my thinning shears just because. Come here, Lib. So chunkers take out big pieces of hair and make it so that way I can blend things or chunk them and make it so that way I can give them some shape. And then I go back in with my thinning shears afterwards to really blend in what I just did. Stay. What the heck is happening here with that? Stay. There go chunkers. Fun fact, if you go to a salon or you go to a mom and pop shop or anything like that, and their scissors that they have are straight scissors and a pair of curves, you need more than just a pair of straight scissors and a pair of curves. Y'all can look. I've got so many pairs of scissors. What are you doing, silly girl? So many pairs of scissors that I like. What? Do you want to show the camera? Can you show pretty cameras? What are we doing? Oh, we've been pretty. All right, sit. Good girl. Can I have your face? Oh, wait, no. We're doing so good. I do this. No, stay. Oof. And so curved scissors help us to shape the face. I know. Good girl. So that way we can create the shape that we want. While straight scissors are typically used across the body, not around the body. Can I see this side, please? I can feel sweat running down my back. Woo! At least I'm wearing my tank top today, and I don't have to go like, oh my god, I'm so overdone. I can't do nothing, huh? Okay, give me a fist. Chunkers also hold all of the hair as you're doing it, so you don't stop periodically. Your chunkers get stuck. Get stuck with a bunch of hair in them, and that's not fun. You also have to be really careful when you take your chunkers, when you take the hair off of your chunkers. There has been a few times myself where I was scissoring or taking the hair off of my chunkers, and I decided to go a little bit too quickly, And I went like this, and instead of going straight off, I went and I hit this side of my scissor, and I left a huge gash on my hand that took like 3 weeks to heal. So that wasn't fun. Let me see. Stay. Most dogs don't like their face being touched, but we manage. All right, I'm gonna come back. Okay, and before I do her nails, I just wanted to show you guys how much hair came off of her. Huh? We got all your hair? Put that here in the corner. Grab my Dremel. Can't avoid. Okay. At least that wasn't my scissors. All right, Lib, come here. And when I do this too, I'm also blowing off any of the hair that was on the bottom of their feet from standing on the table. And she gets walks very, very often, so there isn't a whole lot I need to take off. Forgot to do that. Go. All right, last foot. Well done. All right. What is? How did that happen? So random pieces of hair. That's when I grab my straight. Don't. When I grab my straights. I did not like that sound at all. So the random pieces of hair that I see on her body as I'm done looking her over and everything. Those are when I grab my straights and just trim off the little bit that's needed for all of that. Oh, what the heck? Because as they move around and stuff, you know, they do more with everything. All right. Okay, Liv. What color do we want today? I think you would look really cute in a red polka dot. Yeah, you think so? Is this the one you want? Yeah. Okay, let's get this folded. Okay, ready? Pretty dog. Okay, I gotta get out of the way. Who's a pretty girl? What? You gotta let me tie this. Can't tie this if you're blocking the way. Hold on. Okay, let's see here really fast. Stay. Make sure. Stay. I don't want you. Nope. Stay. Didn't want her jumping off the table. All right. Then we're gonna get you with some cologne. Which one do you want? Do we want to smell like woo? Do we want to smell like blueberries? Do we want to smell like cherries? Or do we want to smell? Yeah, we want to smell like cherries. I agree. Something's leaking in here. I gotta wipe this all off now. This one? Okay. Smell like cherries.